light for my oracle card reading. I'm going to light my candle on my altar. And get us in the mood. So, you may have noticed that I've been a little quiet in the group this last week or so, and it's just been, my energy really took a dive. Maybe you can relate if you've been feeling, like if you've been feeling a little stressed maybe, or, perhaps, my microphone is way over there. Let me bring it over here just in case. You can probably hear me fine, but, it's been intense, right? Like it's been an intense period of time in general. You don't need me to tell you that. But these last couple of weeks, and maybe it's just me, but I know that we're all connected, and we tend to go through these waves together, especially in this experience that's so much about coming together as a collective. So yes, I've been really tired, kind of grouchy, having to lean into my tools, and get lots of extra rest. So I do anticipate ramping back up with my videos and stuff. And of course, I couldn't miss the weekly card reading because, I need those. I need these. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything that I do in the group, like, of course, I'm doing it for the group and also for myself, right? I think any teacher, healer, coach, advisor, who isn't practicing, walking their talk, is not being 100% honest, right? So, the fairies definitely want me to consult with them because they are so playful and wise. I was interviewing an executive yesterday, and we got to talking about Myers-Briggs, and I am an ENFP or ENFJ. It's like the playfulness of a child and the wisdom of an elder, right? And the fairies are like that, playful and so wise. And oh, flower power. How cool is this? Okay, so check this out. This is the card from the fairies, flower power. It shows this lovely young girl collecting the dew. Well, not young girl looking fairy. Collecting the dew off of flowers. Spend time with flowers and flower essences to increase your personal healing powers. Okay, so here's the thing. Flower essences are amazing. You can just add them to your water and you reap the benefits. So this feels like a very personal and also communal message. Like, I've got flower essences in my cabinet that I haven't used in like a month, and thanks to the fairies, they're like, hello. There's some great, I'll share in the comments below, like, my source for flower essences. And the other piece that's coming out of this card is connecting with our light being self and community. So part of how we do that is through oracle cards, but also when I connect with my star family, like when I do a meditation, shamanic journey, they first appear to me like this, like dewdrops on leaves, like these perfect kind of like globular, spherical, clear, crystalline, like sparkling, so I feel like this is the underlying message is that you are so supported. There are so many beings that are supporting you, here with you on this journey. Some you may call upon by name. Some of you may not even be aware, right? So like I am a channel for the divine feminine. I'm an intuitive channel, and so I relay her messages, and she has this overarching view, right? So this card, not only is it about flowers, which flowers are like an embodiment of these star beings. How do I put this? Because it sounds very frou-frou what I'm saying. We are surrounded by guides. We are surrounded by support. Like even the bird song, even the leaves on the trees themselves, the flowers, the buds that are coming up right now that are reminding us of growth and renewal, and that life goes on, and that we go in cycles, and that after the long winter is the spring. And so there's all these messages of hope and support and intelligence and wisdom just around us constantly, you know. So it's that. It's like tune into the flowers and also tune into how we are surrounded by support. Look at the flowers that are blooming in your garden right now, if that's what's happening in your area, you know. Speaking of Mother Mary, or Divine Mother, and one of her guises, one of her forms, right? She takes many forms, is Divine Mother Mary. And she sends us this. Oh my gosh. First of all, gorgeous card from the deck by Alana Fairchild, Mother Mary Oracle. Okay. And this is Our Lady of the Resurrection. And this ties back to exactly what we were talking about, of this time of renewal. So we are in the deep end of this experience. Of course, some are saying, hey, we're going to be emerging really soon. I have other sources that say we're in this for the long haul. And so one of the big things has been really like kind of surrendering to the process, even though, like, I know I've had my moments where I'm like, I can't take it anymore. I just want to run around and maskless and, I don't know, go out dancing or something. And like, this is a part of the process. So resurrection, this is so powerful, because one of the ancient rites of transformation, one of those ancient processes, was this symbolic journey of resurrection. Right? Because when you think about any transformation, right? This is like when Divine Mother wears the face of Kali, this is her message, right? Any transformation requires a death of the old and a birth of the new, right? Which is always us in our human physical forms. We're like, Dad, that's scary. Even though we're infinite, we're infinitely sourced. We're these infinite eternal souls, and also part of being in a 3D world where we're like interacting as these physical beings in a timeline, right? Is that there's this idea of a beginning and an end, right? So, but here's the thing. So resurrection, the eternal light dwells in my heart, and as you enter into my heart, held safe in my love for you, that light becomes visible to you. It will show you the way through any darkness and help you understand the purpose of past suffering or current suffering, so that you can let it go and be at peace, free from confusion, shame, or doubt. There is divine purpose within all that is, right? From the flowers to this process. And like, if you notice, she's surrounded by blossoms, right? Isn't that gorgeous? Step into the light of my heart now. You've been struggling, and now it is time for rest. It is time for rest. This is so, it's been keying in for me, and why I have been resting really a lot. Step into the light of my heart now, beloved, and let the darkness go. The time is drawing near for your resurrection and release. Okay. It is a strange paradox that when we are truly open to life, we must be prepared to die many deaths before it is time for our physical life to end. I can't make this stuff up. Like, I'm reading this, and this is literally what I was just saying. There is this death rebirth cycle that we go through all the time. Even like in a 24-hour period, right? We go to sleep and we awaken, and it's like this letting go and entering anew, right? And we do it every day without fear. And it is the same thing with these deaths. So it reminds me of that saying, right? Like, today's a good day to die, right? Of just eyes wide open, recognizing that. And like, so what's so key, and this has been coming through from a lot of my guides during this time where there's been a lot of uncertainty and a lot of fear swirling around. And one of the things that we're being invited to do, and this is like primal for us, is to release a bit of the stranglehold that our fear of death has over us. Okay, I know it's pretty heavy. That's some deep shit for our Wednesday morning reading, but you know, like, we're in the deep end right now. Like, we are in the deep end of this process, and so know that there is that resurrection, there is that rebirth at the end of it, and know that it requires letting go, which is so hard for us, right? We're so attached to our things, to our past, to, you know, every moment. You know, I'm fostering my family and I were fostering a litter of kittens right now, and every day they grow. Like, every day it's like, oh my gosh, they're not as tiny as they were yesterday. And of course there's all the joy and love and playfulness of who they are today, right? We can't be attached to, like, oh my gosh, remember when they could fit, you know, tail to end in your hand? Not so anymore. They're like miniature cats. I don't know if you can hear them running like thunderbolt, like rolling thunder over my head. So if you hear a little in the background, that would be a a flock of kittens. I don't know what the proper term is. So I'm being asked to draw one more card. And we've gotten this message of we're surrounded by guides, right? And especially tap into the wisdom of the flowers this week. Some say that flowers are ways that these otherworldly beings, like, so there is so much healing and creativity, and there are so many gifts, okay, in the natural world around us. And when we allow those gifts to support us, it's really powerful. And then the second message around embracing resurrection. And the flip side of that message is it's time to let go. Like, what do we need to let go of? And really big right now is letting go of our terror of death and just coming to terms with it as a part of life's cycle. And of course, like, not that we don't feel grief, not that we don't mourn the passing and, you know, all of that. But it's really about letting go of the hold that fear has over us. Because what happens is when we make decisions from fear, when we make decisions from that stranglehold place, they are not decisions of expansiveness, right? They're not necessarily decisions that are like for our highest good. They don't come from that space of I know that I am an eternal being and that I am here to experience what I can experience in this finite space. You know, like, we are limitless. And so that's why we come here to a place of perceived limitations to play. Okay. That's what we do as souls. And, you know, and it doesn't always feel like play. All right. You know, like, I'm with you. It doesn't always, sometimes it feels like, really? Like, in getting ready for this video, and I was already running behind, and like my foundation fell off. I've got this like big towering, oh my gosh, I won't bore you with the whole story, but we're in an old farmhouse that's just full of DIY solutions that previous owners have brought in for creative, problems. And we have this big, deep cabinet in the bathroom. So they installed this huge, like 3-tiered Lazy Susan, which is a brilliant way to use the whole space until your like round cylindrical foundation bottle rolls off the shelf into the back corner. So I had to get some help to fish that out from the deep recesses of the cabinet. So yeah, it doesn't always feel like play. Sometimes it feels like, really, I'm just trying to get to my Facebook Live. And foundation was essential. Okay, so we'll have to have some levity, right? Amidst all this deepness. And the flower helps with that. I'm meaning the flower power, right? That the lesson from the fairies, where they were just like in this time of sometimes heaviness, lean into the lightness and the beauty of flowers, the smells, the shapes, the textures in your hand, of the flower petals, like really flower essences, right? Tap into that. Those are things that we can actually consume. There are flowers that we can eat, snip some flowers and put them in a vase on your desk so they're with you all day. Alrighty. Who wants to chime in? Our final. Oh, so good. And this was just what we were talking about. Is this Uzume laughter? Okay, so long story short, Uzume solved a major crisis amidst the gods and goddesses by getting them to laugh, right? She's a wonderful goddess, I'm going to say from Japan, from the Far East. Let me pull up her information. Yeah, when the sun goddess had like hidden because she was like pissed off or grieving. It's very like the story in Greek mythology as well, of when Demeter, went into hiding when she was in grief because her daughter was in Hades and she didn't know how to get her back. And this playful goddess that we almost never hear about came in and like flashed her and made her laugh, right? So what I love about Uzume and about this representation of her is that it's this voluptuous acceptance of our sweaty, wonderful bodies. And so Uzume is ancient Japan's shaman goddess. She is credited as being the one to entice the sun goddess out of the cave where she had hidden. Uzume did a body dance making fun of shamanic ritual. Don't you freaking love that? Because we can get so serious about this shit. And the thing is that like ultimately we are playful creatures, and ultimately there is so much wisdom and intelligence in play. And so sometimes when we take ourselves so seriously, like, I've got to meditate, of course meditation is a great practice. I meditate almost every day. I wish I could say every single day, but it is something that I like tap into when I know that I need to ground myself. But like, if you notice, I am a dancer priestess. So like one of my tools is dancing, okay? And laughter is another tool. So when things are feeling, oh my gosh, I just feel like this is what the message is this week, is that things are feeling heavy. And I know I've been feeling a lot of heaviness. Like, it's like we're in the deep end of this experience. We've been sheltering in place for some time. We've rearranged our whole lives, and there's been so many blessings in that, and also some feelings of restriction. And we are creatures that love freedom, right? So we're being reminded that we're in a cyclical pattern, right? We're in a cycle, and we have tools, laughter and flowers, right? To lighten, to lighten the load and to really just, yeah, like relax. Don't take this too seriously. Yes, it's serious. Yes, there are global economic and health ramifications, and there is just the day-to-day of your life and making it from morning to evening, and how can you lighten your day? Because here's the thing, this is how we impact the collective, right? We can impact the collective by going into the heaviness and worrying and beaming out that, broadcasting that energetic signature, because guess what? You're broadcasting an energetic signature all the time. It's why when you're in a great mood, people are like, hi. And if you're like, shut down, people like avoid you. Same thing, right? You know, except, well, I won't go into that. Like attracts like. So if you're like you'll attract other people who are like, yeah, life sucks, rah. You know, whereas if you're like, okay, life has its challenges and we are here to play and enjoy and love above all, right? So that energy broadcast lifts the collective, right? Talking about meditation again, it's been studied extensively that when people meditate, it literally calms the entire physical area, even of people who aren't meditating. So imagine it's like the same thing with all these other tools, with laughter, with flowers. Like, I know that when I wear a flower tucked behind my ear, not only does it bring me pleasure, everyone who sees it, it brings pleasure, right? When I dance down the street in my in my videos, right? Not only am I filling up my cup, right? But I'm actually raising the energy of my neighborhood, of my city, of my continent, of my planet. Like, this is the kind of power and impact that we have if we truly own it. So it's like, yeah, this we are coming together as a collective. This is why we're having this global experience. And so part of that is awakening to the impact that we have as individual souls within this connected whole, and the impact that we have on each other. As I'm saying that, there's a dog outside that's like, so if we needed any confirmation, the dogs have spoken. All right, my love. So just to recap, here are the themes of this week's reading. It was so powerful. So if you're just joining now, go back, watch the beginning. It's super, super fun. First, the fairies chimed in with a reminder that flowers are conduits of energy and wisdom from other realms, just like I am, right? Like as an intuitive channel, as a dancer priestess, right? I am a conduit between realms. That's why I'm able to pull down in this information and translate it and share it with you, right? So flower power, because, and to rest assured that we are simply in a cycle. We are in a cycle of resurrection, and that cycle of resurrection requires a death. It requires a letting go, right? And just so that we don't get too like heavy into that, the Divine Mother sent this message as well. Uzume and laughter, right? Such a powerful tool to keep our energetic cup filled so that we can broadcast an energetic signature, right? A frequency that elevates rather than, right? We have enough forces, people in the world who are like, oh, let's bring down the vibration. What is going to be so key for us here and now, for ourselves especially, but and for everyone whose lives we touch, is to really be aware. Where am I? Where is my frequency? And if it's like wah wah, all right, it's time to fine tune. Go out in nature, smell some flowers, lean against a tree, dance, right? Listen to some music, meditate. Like, we have so many tools. Almost all of them are embodiment tools. Like, just get into your body. Whenever you start to feel like the anxiety, the fear, the depression, the sadness, the heaviness, feel the feelings, right? Don't bypass them. Feel them. Pick a song that like helps you feel and express them. And be willing to move through them and see what's on the other side of them and what is the message that's buried within them. All right, my loves, thank you so much for joining me today. I love you so, so much. From my heart to yours, I love you. Take what you need and pass it on.